Have you ever looked up at the night sky and seen that little red dot? That's Mars. It's our planetary neighbor. It's a world of immense canyons, towering volcanoes. It's also the place humanity dreams of visiting next. What would it really be like to stand on its surface? Let's try an experiment. Forget the multi-year mission for a moment. Let's think smaller. Can you survive for just 60 minutes on Mars? You don't need a billion-dollar rocket. You don't need a high-tech spacesuit. We can explore the challenges from the comfort and safety of your own home. It's a thought experiment, a game of cosmic survival. This isn't just a game. It's a way to understand the profound differences between our world and the next. Mars is often called Earth's twin, but it's more like a long-lost, very dangerous cousin. The planet is fundamentally hostile to human life. Its atmosphere is a whisper. Its temperatures are brutal. It's bathed in cosmic radiation. Surviving there, even for a single hour, requires overcoming immense obstacles. By breaking down these challenges, we can appreciate the engineering and human resilience needed for space exploration. We can also appreciate the perfect life-sustaining bubble we call Earth. Our mission: to simulate this single hour. We will break the problem down into manageable pieces. We'll tackle the three biggest killers first: the lack of breathable air, the bitter cold, the invisible rain of radiation. For each one, I'll propose a simple and most importantly safe simulation you can try at home. These little tests will give you a tiny glimpse into the life of an astronaut. They will connect you, tangibly, to the realities of existing on another world. Are you ready to begin your training? Let's be clear about the rules of engagement. Your safety is paramount. These are not endurance tests. They are educational exercises. The goal is not to push your limits, but to expand your understanding. Your 60-minute mission to Mars is about to begin. Let's find out what it takes to become a temporary Martian. The very first thing you'd notice on Mars is not the red dirt. It's the fact that you can't breathe. You would be gasping for something that isn't there. Earth's atmosphere is a rich blanket. About 21% oxygen, the fuel for our bodies. It powers every cell. It powers every thought. It powers every movement. The Martian atmosphere is a cruel joke in comparison. It's incredibly thin, about 100 times less dense than Earth's. It's made of about 95% carbon dioxide. That's the stuff we exhale. For us, it's poison. So, your first and most immediate problem is asphyxiation. Without a supply of oxygen, a human would lose consciousness in about 15 seconds. It's a brutal and swift end. This is why astronauts are always in pressurized suits with helmets. That suit is a personal, mobile Earth. It provides pressure and a precise, breathable air mix. On Mars, that suit is your entire world, the only thing between you and the lethal outside. Think about what that means for your 1-hour mission. You need a flawless, self-contained life support system. You need a tank of compressed oxygen. You need a system to scrub the carbon dioxide from your helmet air. If that system fails, your time is up. There's no backup plan. You can't just open a window for fresh air. The air itself is a monumental engineering challenge. Every breath you take is proof technology must work perfectly. So, how much oxygen would you need for 1 hour? An adult at rest uses about 550 liters of pure oxygen per day. For 1 hour, roughly 23 liters. But what if you're not at rest? What if you need to walk? What if you need to carry something? What if you need to fix equipment? Your oxygen use would skyrocket. Your life support must handle peak demand. Suddenly, a 1-hour stroll becomes a complex calculation of resources, activity, and risk. It's a life or death math problem. Next, we'll safely feel what a lack of oxygen does to our bodies, at home. Now, let's bring this problem home. How can we safely feel what a lack of oxygen does to our bodies? I want to be very clear. Do not do anything dangerous. This is a simple awareness exercise. Find a comfortable chair and sit down. Make sure you are calm and relaxed. When you're ready, take a normal breath and hold it. Just for a few seconds. Don't push yourself. Don't try to break any records. Just notice the feeling. Notice that initial calm. Then the growing, urgent signal from your brain demanding more air. What do you feel? After just a few seconds, your body's survival instincts kick in. Your diaphragm might start to spasm. You might feel a slight pressure in your chest. Your mind becomes singularly focused on one thing: breathing. That's your body's alarm system, warning that oxygen levels are dropping. Astronauts train to control breathing and stay calm under pressure. But this need is something no amount of training can erase. Now, take a deep, refreshing breath and appreciate how easy it is here on Earth. Let's try another safe simulation. We can simulate the effect of exertion on oxygen demand. Climb a flight of stairs. Do jumping jacks for 30 seconds, then stop. Feel your heart pounding. Feel your lungs working hard. Your muscles demanded a huge payment of oxygen. Now imagine doing that on Mars. Your only air is the tank on your back. You'd be acutely aware of every single breath, a finite resource. This highlights a critical aspect of mission planning. Every action is part of an energy budget. Walking from the lander to a rock outcrop costs oxygen. Picking up a sample costs oxygen. Even thinking hard and stressing out costs oxygen. Mission planners must calculate this budget precisely to ensure astronauts can return safely. Your 1-hour mission just got more complicated. What tasks can you afford to do? How will you ration your precious supply of air? Okay, let's say you've solved the oxygen problem. You have a perfect, sealed suit with an hour's worth of air. You step out onto the Martian surface. The next thing that will try to kill you is the cold. The temperature on Mars is not just chilly, it's profoundly, dangerously cold. The average temperature across the planet is about -80 degrees Fahrenheit, -62 degrees Celsius. For comparison, the coldest temperature recorded in Antarctica was about -128 degrees Fahrenheit. Mars lives in that neighborhood. This isn't a dry, crisp winter day. This is a cold that sucks the heat right out of you. The thin Martian atmosphere is terrible at holding on to heat from the sun. As soon as the sun sets, any warmth radiates away into space. The temperature plummets. During your 1-hour mission, you could experience a significant temperature drop. Even in the Martian tropics at noon, the temperature might barely creep above freezing at your feet. The air at your head could still be dozens of degrees below zero. It's a bizarre and treacherous thermal environment. Without protection, hypothermia would set in within minutes. Your body would lose heat far faster than it could generate it. First, you'd start shivering uncontrollably as your muscles try to create warmth. Then, your thinking would become confused. Your movements would become clumsy. Eventually, you would lose consciousness as your core temperature drops to a critical level. Your fancy spacesuit, therefore, has to be more than just an air container. It has to be a world-class thermos. It needs to fight a constant battle against the cold. The suit achieves this with layers of insulation, like the walls of your house. But it's far more advanced. It uses Mylar. It uses Dacron. It has a vacuum-sealed gap between layers to prevent heat transfer. But it's a balancing act. The suit also needs to get rid of excess heat your body produces when you're working hard. So it's equipped with a complex system of cooling tubes, like a personal radiator. Your survival depends on this system maintaining a perfect, stable temperature inside the suit, no matter what the brutal Martian weather is doing outside. So, how can we simulate this life-draining cold without risking frostbite? Let's try a simple and safe experiment. First, find a plastic bag and a bowl of ice water. Don't put your hand directly in the ice water for a long time. Instead, put your hand inside the plastic bag to keep it dry. Then submerge your bagged hand into the bowl. The plastic bag has no insulation. You will feel the intense cold almost immediately. Notice how quickly your fingers start to feel numb and stiff. This demonstrates how rapidly heat is transferred from your body to a colder environment. Now, let's test the power of insulation. For this part, you'll need that same bowl of ice water and a thick winter glove. Put the glove on, then place your gloved hand into the ice water. What's the difference? You can still sense the cold, but it's muted. The glove's material traps air. That trapped air acts as a barrier, slowing down the rate at which your hand loses heat. This is the fundamental principle behind spacesuit insulation. It's all about trapping layers to keep your precious body heat in. Let's take it one step further. Go to your freezer and grab a single ice cube. Hold it in your bare hand. At first, it's just cold, but after a minute, it starts to burn. That sensation is your nerve endings screaming as the extreme cold damages your skin cells. This is a tiny, tiny taste of what frostbite feels like. On Mars, where the entire environment is colder than your freezer, this kind of tissue damage would happen all over your body in an instant if you were exposed. It underscores why thermal protection isn't a luxury, it's a life-and-death necessity. For your 60-minute mission, your home simulation involves planning your suit. Put on your warmest winter coat. Put on a hat. Put on gloves. Now go into the coolest room in your house. Or, if it's a cool day, step outside for just 5 minutes. Pay attention to where you feel the cold first. Is it your nose, your fingers, your toes? These are the areas with poor circulation that are most vulnerable. Astronauts, suit designers. They have to ensure every part of the body is protected equally against the relentless Martian deep freeze. You've got your air, you've got your heated suit, you're breathing and you're warm. You're ready for your 1-hour walk on Mars. But there's another killer you have to deal with. This one is silent. This one is invisible. It passes right through you. I'm talking about radiation. Here on Earth, we are protected by a planetary force field. Our planet's molten iron core generates a powerful magnetic field, and our thick atmosphere provides another layer of shielding. Together, they block the vast majority of dangerous radiation from the sun and deep space. Mars is not so lucky. It lost its global magnetic field billions of years ago. Its atmosphere is so thin, it provides almost no protection. This means the surface of Mars is constantly being bombarded by two types of radiation: galactic cosmic rays, GCRs, from distant supernovas, solar energetic particles, SEPs, blasted out by our own sun during solar flares. Standing on Mars is like standing next to a leaky nuclear reactor. Your 1-hour mission exposes you to a dose of radiation many times higher than what you'd get on Earth in the same period. What does this radiation do? It acts like a spray of microscopic bullets, tearing through your body's cells. It can damage your DNA, leading to an increased long-term risk of cancer. A very high acute dose can cause radiation sickness in the short term, nausea, fatigue, damage to the central nervous system. While a single hour of exposure might not cause immediate sickness, it adds to your lifetime dose, and it's a risk that every Mars explorer will have to manage every single day. There's no escaping it. Your spacesuit offers some protection, but it's not a perfect shield. The materials can block some particles, but the most energetic cosmic rays can pass right through. For your 1-hour mission, the suit might be enough. But for longer stays, astronauts will need heavily shielded habitats, perhaps built underground, to limit their exposure. They'll also need advanced warning systems to know when a solar flare is coming, giving them time to get to a storm shelter with extra thick walls. This invisible danger adds a layer of constant, low-level stress to everything an astronaut does on Mars. How do we simulate an invisible danger like radiation? We can't, and we absolutely should not try to expose ourselves to real radiation. So we make a game that mimics the needed behavior. It's about awareness and reaction time. You'll need a smartphone, or a kitchen timer. Set it to go off at random over about 10 minutes. You won't know when the alarm will sound. The alarm equals a sudden solar flare warning. Your job: find shelter fast. Before you start, identify the best shields in your room. What objects are most dense? Thick solid wall, hollow door, heavy wooden desk, flimsy plastic chair, large aquarium, full bathtub, empty for the simulation. Start the timer. Do something simple: tidying up or reading a book. When the alarm blares, stop and move to your pre-selected shelter immediately. Count to 10, then come out. Alarm might go off again in 2 minutes, or in 5. Randomness is key. It forces constant situational awareness. Where is my shelter? What's the fastest path from where I am? The game does two things. 1, it makes you think strategically about density and protection, like an astronaut. 2, it simulates the psychological stress of an unpredictable threat. The constant possibility of the alarm can be unnerving. It interrupts your focus. Now imagine squeezing into a cramped, lead-lined shelter where being slow costs you radiation. It changes how you think about walking around. It really does. Congratulations, you've tackled the big 3 killers. But survival is more than just not dying. For your 1-hour mission, you also need to consider a few other critical factors. Let's start with water. Mars is a desert planet, drier than any desert on Earth. There is water ice at the poles. There is water ice underground. Liquid water is essentially non-existent on the surface. For just 1 hour, you probably won't die of thirst. Dehydration can set in quickly, especially if you're working hard. It impairs judgment and causes fatigue. Let's simulate this. On a day when you are at home and not doing strenuous activity, try this. Go for a single hour without drinking any water. Be smart and safe about this. If you feel unwell or are very thirsty, stop the simulation and drink. Just notice the sensation. Notice the dry feeling in your mouth. Notice the first nagging thoughts about wanting a drink. Now imagine that feeling in a high-stakes environment where a glass of water isn't in the next room. The water must be extracted. The water must be purified. The water must be rationed from your limited mission supply. Every sip would be precious. Next, let's think about movement. Mars has only 38% of Earth's gravity. You would feel wonderfully light. You could jump higher. You could carry heavy objects more easily. But it's not all fun and games. Moving in low gravity can be disorienting. Your body, trained for a lifetime on Earth, would have to relearn basic actions. To simulate this feeling of awkward movement, try doing a simple task, like folding laundry, while wearing bulky winter gloves. And wear a heavy backpack. The clumsiness of the gloves. The shifted center of gravity from the backpack. Finally, there's power and communication. Your suit's heaters, your suit's air scrubbers, your suit's radio. They all run on electricity from a battery. If that battery dies, your life support systems die. For your home simulation, turn off your phone for the full hour. No calls, no texts, no internet. Experience what it feels like to be truly disconnected. We've covered the physical challenges: air, heat, radiation, water. But there is one more domain to conquer, and it's perhaps the most complex. It's the 6 inches of space between your ears. The psychological stress of being on Mars would be immense. You are millions of miles from home, in a place that is actively trying to kill you, enclosed in a claustrophobic suit. Every crackle on the radio, every flicker of a warning light could signal disaster. Keeping a cool head is not just a good idea, it's a survival skill. For your 60-minute mission, let's simulate this isolation. Find a quiet room where you won't be disturbed. You can bring your suit, your warm coat, and your shelter plan. But bring nothing else. No phone, no music, no books, no distractions. For 1 full hour, you are to just sit there. You can stand up and walk around the room, but you are alone with your thoughts in a confined space. This is a challenge of mental endurance. What does your mind do when it's deprived of its usual stream of input? Observe your own thoughts. Do you get bored, anxious, restless? Do you find yourself making plans, replaying memories? This is your brain trying to stay occupied. Astronauts train extensively for this. They practice mindfulness and meditation. They have carefully structured schedules to keep their minds engaged and focused on the mission. They know that an unfocused or panicked mind can make fatal mistakes. Managing your own mental state is as critical as managing your oxygen supply. A calm mind thinks clearly and solves problems. During your hour of isolation, try a simple breathing exercise. Breathe in slowly for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 6. Do this for a few minutes. This technique is used by pilots, soldiers, and astronauts to calm the nervous system under stress. It brings your focus back to the present moment and away from anxious what-if scenarios. Your 1-hour mission isn't just a test of your gear, it's a test of your discipline. Can you stay calm, stay alert, and in control even when you are completely alone? Mission complete. You've made it through your 60 minutes on Mars. Take off your coat, have a large glass of water, and breathe the free, easy air of Earth. What did we learn from this exercise? The most important lesson is one of profound appreciation. We learned that survival on Mars is hard. It's a non-stop, high-stakes battle against a hostile environment. Every second of an astronaut's time is enabled by a symphony of technology and training, all working perfectly to defy the odds. We broke the problem down. You need a solution for air, a solution for temperature, a solution for radiation. These are not negotiable. They are the absolute fundamental requirements for life. Without any one of them, your mission ends in seconds. We also touched upon secondary but vital needs: water to stay hydrated, power for your equipment, the ability to move and work effectively. Each presents daunting engineering and logistical challenges. But perhaps the biggest takeaway is an appreciation for our own planet. We live on a world that gives us everything we need for free. We are surrounded by a breathable atmosphere. We are protected by a magnetic field. We have a climate that is overwhelmingly gentle compared to our neighbors. We have liquid water in vast oceans. Earth is a paradise, a perfect spaceship sailing through the cosmos. Our simulations of Mars's dangers should remind us just how precious and rare our homeworld truly is. Now, I invite you to share your experience. Did you try the 1-hour challenge? What did you find most difficult? The simulated cold? The isolation? The mental game of the radiation alarm? What solutions did you imagine for these problems? Science is a collaborative effort. It's about asking questions, running experiments, sharing the results. Your thoughts and ideas are part of that great conversation. By thinking through these problems, you've taken your first small step into the world of a planetary explorer. And you've learned that the journey to Mars begins not with a rocket, but with a question. What does it take to survive?